Michelle, what are three things you're hoping that readers will take away from reading the book?
I think that first to self-care. I
Mhm.
think we often think about our health, our longevity, when we reach 40s, 50s, 60s. But I think, you can start today. In Korea, they start, teaching a lot of things really, really early. Babies at 6 months old are eating kimchi. The kimchi is part of their culture. There's 200 varieties, there's 400 different kinds of cabbages. Cabbage is really important. So it's the food literacy, it's learning about the different produce, but also eating it too. I think we can start today with little steps. And the second thing is don't discount any of it. All of it's really important for your mind, body, soul. I think, sometimes we hear about, oh, and I used to do this too, like discounting, oh, yeah, don't take the bubble bath or, but if it helps you to de-stress, which now I understand is so important to manage, then it has made a big difference on your health. And if you can incorporate that very easily, sustainably into your practice every day, it becomes that much more important. I think the other thing, the last thing is preserve the wisdom. I think there's so much beauty in new discoveries, new science as we move forward. That's how we advance as a civilization, but don't throw out the old wisdom. I think what I found so amazing is that when you go back into these really old documents, you will see that they started taking, the first medicines were these things that were growing around them, and they were taking notes, copious notes about it, and they still hold true today. We've just forgotten to use them.
That's it. And 70% of all the pharmaceutical drugs are just synthetic versions of what we found in nature, right? That's where it all started, whether it's penicillin or all these others. That's the beauty of it. So we can really look to the past to help drive us into the future without giving up on science and technology, just melding. It's not an either or, it can be both.
Exactly.
Now, really quick before I let you go, you're part of the 5 a.m. club. I understand you're up at 5 every morning. Is that something you'd recommend for everyone? I mean, I read Robin Sharma's 5 a.m. and I tried it for like a month, and I'm a 6 a.m. club person myself, but you got to be pretty dedicated to do 5 a.m. every day, right?
Honestly, I think it's about your own rhythm. I think
Yeah.
they're night owls and they start, becoming alive at night. For me, it's about, finding that window of energy. So 5 a.m. is when I can have some time for myself to be thoughtful and intentional about how I'm going to start the day. It also allows me to have my yoga practice in the morning. So I do hot yoga. So I'm sweating, I'm using weights in there. It's a 30-minute session. And then the only other thing that I do, and I've never felt better, are the steps. Truly, it really is
Mm.
that simple. So 5 a.m. is my way of, gaining the time and also kind of having an earlier dinner, which has been working for me because I find that if I eat too close to bedtime. And I found this out by journaling and just kind of being more intentional. I don't journal every day about my food. It's just that period of time when I was recovering. I noticed a pattern that, if I ate too close to sleeping, I was actually using too much energy to digest and not sleeping restfully. So for me, the 5 a.m. is a way to kind of, and I don't get it done all the time. Sometimes I have really late things and, but when I do get that sort of morning practice in, it just really sets me up for the rest of the day.
Yeah, no, and I couldn't agree more that people need to look at when they're eating, not just what, right? Because if you're eating very healthy and it's midnight, you're going to sleep right afterwards, it's not a good, healthy thing for digestion. So
Well,
look at how and what and when you're eating also. So I'm
and what you're
totally on
drinking
board.
to an empty stomach. I think that's one of the key things too.
Absolutely.